Hi everyone, welcome back. My name's Tisdale. I'm a part-time reseller on places like eBay and Poshmark. And for today's video, we're gonna do What Sold Wednesday. The dates I'll be going over in this video is going to be Monday, April 23rd through Sunday, April 30th. I will say sales were pretty underwhelming, so be prepared. It's not very exciting this week. I will admit though, I have not been putting in much effort this week. I am taking time for myself and also just to go through the business so I can put together those metrics and things I was talking about in the last video. So I think it's important to kind of take a step back and really look at things and not just try to continuously list and work and do all the things that make sales, right? Because there's certain things that I know aren't working out. So that's what I'm doing right now, is taking a little bit of a step back, and I know it's gonna hurt my sales, but in the long run, it's gonna be much better than continuing the way that I've been going. For the past 7 days, I only sold 9 items. 7 of those were on eBay, and only 2 were on Poshmark. Poshmark is one I will say I'm a little surprised with, because eBay, you do have to put in a lot more effort as far as like listing and being active, at least from my understanding with the algorithm. Poshmark, I do have someone else actually sharing and things like that. So usually, listing new items, I don't see a big uptick. So I'm not entirely sure right now what's going on there and if it's just my sales, but let me know. Are you having trouble on Poshmark right now? Are you picking up pace, or maybe there's certain things that are selling? My feeling is that there also might be lower priced items that are selling, and I have been, increasing my ASP, so it's not going to be the lower priced items that people may be going for right now. And to just jump right in, starting off with Monday and Tuesday, the 24th and the 25th, I have 0 sales for both those days. Again, wasn't really putting too much work in, but it still is a little bit surprising that there's absolutely no sales for 2 days in a row. I'm not sure the last time that happened, but that is what happened those 2 days. My first sale of the week was on Wednesday, April 26th, and it was only 1 sale, and it was on eBay. The only item that sold was this neon green banjul skirt. It's neon. I think of a rave. I think of like EDC partying, for this. And I did think it was going to sell a little bit faster. I have one that's identical to it still listed, that's a hot pink instead of the hot or neon green. But this took over a year to sell. So I may look at the price of the pink one and maybe drop it a little bit. I'm not sure. Again, all the things that I'm thinking about for my metrics going forward is coming in my head, but I'm trying not to get ahead of myself in this video. But this I picked up for $2.30, and it sold for $33.14. On Thursday, April 27th, it was another 1 sale day, only this time it was on Poshmark. The item that sold was this Young, Fabulous, and Broke, really pretty, soft, kind of a burnt orange rouge dress. And this is kind of an example of a certain piece of Young, Fabulous, and Broke that can still do well. For me, I find that the more like tie-dye, loungewear stuff doesn't do too well, or like almost resort wear doesn't do that great. But this piece I only had for less than 2 months, and it sold for $70.80. And I only paid $8.16 for it. So while I know that Young, Fabulous, and Broke has not been performing as well as it used to, don't be afraid to look up comps on certain pieces that are kind of a little bit out of the ordinary, at least from what I am used to selling for the brand. Then on Friday, April 28th, I had 2 sales, and they were both on eBay. The first item that sold was this Lulu's black rouge midi dress. It was pretty form-fitted, super cute. I could see it as like a night out dress. And I had it for only 3 months, which for me is pretty fast for Lulu's. They typically sit a little bit longer, but this was kind of a different piece than I usually pick up from them. Usually with Lulu's, I pick up like only the maxi dresses that are, really long, and therefore like bridesmaid dresses and really formal type events. This is kind of the first time I picked up more of a like nighttime piece. I only paid $4.06 for it, and it sold for $36.45. The last item that sold for me on Friday was this James Pierce gray dress. It was a very like low scoop dress, very soft material, and I only had it for about 2 months, like right at 2 months. So pretty fast flip for James Pierce for me as well. And I only paid $3.26 for it, and it sold for $39.68. James Pierce is kind of a hit or miss brand for me. It will generally always sell, but as far as like how fast it sells, it definitely, depends on the piece. So always run your comps, because, if you're a business that is running at a pace where you're trying to flip things really fast and that's what you need for your business, you really want to look at the comps, because it may not be one of those pieces. Moving on to Saturday, April 29th, I had 2 sales again, but one was on eBay and one was on Poshmark. The first item is this Cartanier pink blazer. It was really cute. I thought it was going to sell a lot faster. However, it is one that when I got home, of course, I noticed a stain on it and had to disclose it. And I am pretty positive that that affected the price. This is a brand that I don't always pick up, but if it's a little bit more substantial, I will run comps on it. I picked it up for $10.79, and it sold for $18.44. The next item, and the last item for me that sold on Poshmark this week, were these Bowden chino wide leg pants. And these sold super fast for me for Bowden. Bowden typically sits for a bit, and a lot of times I won't even pick it up anymore. It sits for a long time. So unless it's really substantial, I don't generally pick it up. This one sold in 2 months, which is crazy to me. However, the only reason I even picked them up is because I got them for 84 cents. And otherwise this just wouldn't be a Bowden piece that I picked up. Again, I usually only pick up more substantial pieces from the brand, but they did end up selling for $31. And then the last day, on Sunday, April 30th, I had 3 sales, and they were all on eBay. The first were these Madewell maroon pull-on shorts. I have had these for right at a year, and I thought they would sell a lot faster. I don't think I had them listed too high, probably like $25 starting out. And I think either someone had bought them and returned them, or bought them and didn't pay for them, which unfortunately still happens on eBay. But they did finally sell, so after nearly a year, they finally sold. I picked them up for $2.71, and they sold for $18.60. The last 2 items that sold for me was actually a bundle. I had 2 of these Rachel Zoe witches. I didn't even know that Rachel Zoe did stuff like this, but I saw them at the thrift and they were new with tags and excellent condition, so I bought them both, and someone purchased them both at the same time. So these took about 4 months to sell, so not too bad. And I honestly hesitated when I picked them up, because I thought, now that Halloween's over, they may not sell, they may sit for longer, but it's April and someone bought them. So I know you guys have been told a million times, but holiday items, list them year round. I picked these up for $4.50 a piece, and they sold for $62.42. So my total sales for this week was $373.19, with a take home of $220.50 after fees and cost of goods. So again, that's what I expect, or what I would like out of my business daily generally. And it's been a little bit rough. So again, that's why I plan on taking the deep dive and seeing what's going on and where I really want to have my metrics at. And again, that video is pending. I just really want to make sure I have it ironed out. I don't want to make a video and just throwing stuff in there. I really want to have a really clean and clear idea of what I plan on doing. So I know this was a pretty short video compared to some of my other videos, but thank you guys so much for watching. And I do hope you still enjoyed it and that you learned something out of it. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next time.